All right. I know we've got a lot of networking going on in the crowd tonight, and that is also awesome. But if you could hold your networking until afterwards, that would be amazing. People in there are getting beer. We are starting. Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Atlanta Startup Village number 45. I am Allie Merritt, and I am a product manager with SalesLoft and a startup advocate. I know y'all were expecting to get John Birdsong up here. John Birdsong has recently handed off Startup Village after building it for 5 amazing years. When he started, it was, I think the meetup number I saw was under 100, maybe 50 to 60 people. And now consistently there's several hundred people, sometimes 500 people in this room, which is amazing. And in his time, he has actually grown it to over 220 companies who have pitched over the last 5 years, which is amazing. So John can't be here tonight, but I would love it if you guys could do a round of applause for him on the live stream. So I will try to live up to these big shoes that I have to fill. Welcome to the largest monthly gathering of entrepreneurs in the Southeast. Right? Now you guys are part of it. Who here has never been to one of these before? Raise your hand. Hey, about a third of the crowd. That's kind of cool. All right, well, welcome. Please come back to the next ones. It is typically the last Monday of every month. You can follow us along here on ATLSV hashtag. We've got both the Twitter handles and the Instagram handles up. Please help us with the Instagram. It's new. So tonight what's going to happen is you're going to get 5 companies, 5 minutes of pitching for each one, and 5 minutes of Q&A. Caitlin, our lovely assistant over here, will ding them if they get too close to 5 minutes. So please try to keep your questions short and shout them loudly so they can hear you. All right, and we have some eternal sponsors that I want to thank. Obviously, first and foremost, ATV, who hosts us in this lovely space. Hypotamus, which once upon a time was a building, you guys, not just a publication. And they actually hosted the first couple of the startup villages. So they are also an eternal sponsor. And then my company, I'm fortunate enough, SalesLoft, has been an eternal sponsor since the beginning as well. And now I am going to introduce you to some of our bigger sponsors. Tonight we have Digital Crafts, who is our beer sponsor. So give Jake with Digital Crafts a big round of applause.
Thanks. Welcome, everyone. Before I get started, I want to give ATV thanks. This is a great community. They do a great job. So, thanks so much for that. Also, I just want to give a quick round of applause to Allie. This is our first Startup Village. We're excited to have her here. So, my name is Jake Haddon. I'm one of the co-founders of Digital Crafts. We are a coding boot camp located here in the village. Quick show of hands. Who has never heard of a coding boot camp? Okay, a few. So most people have. That's great. So I don't have to bore you to tell you about all the details. So tonight I have some very exciting news. That's why we're here sponsoring the beer, which I'll get to in a second. But I did just want to share a recent experience I had with a company here in town. Last week I met with one of the larger employers here in town, Home Depot. So Home Depot, since November of 2016, just 4 months ago until today, have hired 70 code school graduates, which is pretty cool. Now, a majority of those would be in Atlanta, some are in Austin, but at the end of the day, it's really cool. A code school is the 21st century way of getting an education in software development or web development. Typically, if you got into the wrong career, you went to school for finance, you became an accountant or a financing guru, you'd have to quit that job, go back to Georgia Tech and get a computer science degree for 2 years. Some people just can't afford that time. So Income Coding Boot Camps, we're a 4-month, very intensive program where you quit your job, you come in, we train you every single day, and then we help place you, or at least make relationships to companies here in town that hire developers. The exciting news and why we're here is today we offer one product. That's a 4-month full-time coding boot camp for those individuals that want to come in all immersive. They quit their job and they come in. Later this year, we are going to take that same course and offer it to working individuals. So we're going to take it from a 4-month program to a 6-month program at night. So if you're looking to get into a code school but you can't quit your job, we'll have a program for you come later this year. And if we can achieve all our goals, we're going to take that evening program and we're going to put it online. So you can sit at home and through live streaming, attend a code school at your will. So thanks so much. Thanks for having us. Enjoy the beer. If any of that interests you, come talk to us and we'll go from there.
We also have a live streaming sponsor tonight. You can see the live stream up here over my head. So if anybody at home is watching and would like to watch this, you can see this up here. And we have Emma with PulseSpark.
Thanks, Allie. Hey guys, my name is Emma with PulseSpark, and we sponsor the live stream every month. And to tell you a little bit about what we do, we are a group of producers. We have an office here in the village. We're on the second floor, so stop by and say hello. But we produce videos and events, and our kind of formula is people are moved emotionally. They make emotional decisions, right? Or we would all eat kale salads every day for lunch. So we partner with our clients and we figure out, hey, what's the common emotion that we need to connect with people about? We figure out what that is, and then we help you tell it through video. We work with clients like Chick-fil-A, Mojian here that's in Atlanta Tech Village, and we've been working on a really awesome spot for Atlanta Tech Village that hopefully is going to air next month. It's going to be great. So thanks so much. Come say hi if you guys need videos or events. And Allie, you're doing great.
Y'all are very supportive. Also, really quick, while they are getting set up here, I do want to say something about the reason that John Birdsong is stepping down is because he is going to focus on his own startup, which is actually a startup out of here at Atlanta Tech Village called Wide Angle. And they do performance and one-to-one software enhancements. So you guys should reach out, follow up on that, and check him out now that he's able to focus on that full time. And now, I'm going to give you John and Jamie. Oops, sorry, I moved that. We're going to give you John and Jamie with Slingshot, Deliver More Efficiently, Slingshot Progress.
Hey, everybody. Who in here is a designer? Any designers in the room? Wow, a lot. Anybody's worked with a designer, ever? All right, I run a company called Black Airplane. We're a design and development agency out of Atlanta. We've worked with tons of companies over Atlanta. I'm not going to name drop as one of the things we talked about. But we've done some really cool work, and no matter how big the organization is or how small, there's issues in communication on both sides. So we're trying to fix that now. So we realized early on that we actually like to get paid for our work. Anybody else? Right? It's nice. And when there's a lack of communication, work can grind to a halt. And when work grinds to a halt, what happens? You're not getting paid, right? So when work stops, you're not getting paid. We tend to overlook this in our mind and say, it's just a day, it's just 2 days here, we'll switch to another project, but you're killing yourself at the end of the month. We're here to try to resonate that. Or resolve that. So we created something to solve the problem. It's called Slingshot, and we didn't make it to be a replacement for the products you already love, such as Gmail, emails, right, Dropbox, and Slack. It's simple and to the point, and it makes the process of delivering files to clients really fun. We try to fix that. We accomplish this by simplifying 3 key areas of your workflow. First, we try to simplify delivery. Enough with the email chains, reply alls, awkward group chats, and forgotten or missed CCs. We put all the project files in one place. With Slingshot, we make it super easy to get set up on a project and get files out in front of your clients. You can see some of the screenshots here. Secondly, we know conversation's a huge piece of this, right? If you've ever had an experience working on any project, anybody working on some project, right? Or a design project, or literally working with anybody in the world, right? Miscommunication happens all the time. Secondarily, though, missed communication. When people go dark, designers do this a lot, right? We battle this all the time. Developers go dark. They leave you. They got a problem going on, right? A company goes dark. It happens all the time, right? So you know the biggest obstacle to overcome is that miscommunication. Slingshot provides one place where you, your team members, and your colleagues can have a conversation surrounding just the deliverables and files. We're not about project management, just deliverables and files. Conversation threads and helpful annotations remove noise and keep the focus where it matters. Get the files to the people, right? They want to see the files and get it back in your hands so you can get paid. Lastly, we simplify progress. I believe a lot of times from a design perspective, I've been doing this for a long time, as good as we want to be and as tightly wound as we want to be in our practices, a lot of stuff happens as we forget to have contextual clues. We have to say and bump people along in these awkward conversations to try to get them back excited about the product, even if they're paying us money, right? So when any project moves forward, things can become messy. Any good project is going to go through changes and iterations. It's normal. Slingshot's project view and timeline navigation keep all those changes changes in a simple list so you can see the entire project progress. Our clients are busy people doing very important work. A lot of you guys in here I've probably worked with in some fashion or form. We know that you're doing important work, right? And this means that sometimes you forget to check in. A lot of you got a lot more to do than go back and tell me if something looks good on design, right? Whenever one of your clients views your deliverables, you'll be notified. When they forget to do that, Slingshot will do this on your behalf by nudging them, right? It's on your behalf. You don't have to be awkward about it. It's just going to kind of prompt them to go, hey, we know you're busy, but get back in line, right? Lastly, the project finish line is no longer debatable. If the deliverable is good to go, a client can mark it as approved. If not, they are required to leave a comment as to why. Again, context. For designers, I need context, not nods, right? We need something to go by. For Black Airplane, Slingshot is already a game changer. The responsiveness of our clients has proved this. We've got all of our clients on it. I didn't coax them into doing this. I just sent the link. They're on it. They all onboarded immediately. We're currently in private beta and hope to help designers, design teams, and agencies get back to what they do best in building the world a more beautiful place. If you're interested, grab me in the back. Our website's uslingshot.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and everything at uslingshot. Any questions?
Are the people that you're using for beta customers paying you? If so, how much?
They're not. They're not paying us right now. We're in closed beta. We're trying to gather a lot. One of our biggest features in Black Airplane, the company we mentioned earlier, user experience is super important. So instead of start charging people, I want to find out what is it they're actually fighting through. I'm trying to leave them alone, just let them navigate our system. Anybody else? It eventually will be with Slack. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, is our technology integrated to anything else in the system, right? With any other product, the APIs and all that. We will be integrated with Slack, Gmail. We're already integrated. You get notifications that way. But aside from that, right now, no. Yeah, he asked for the exported file side or design assets, right? Both of those. You can literally upload any kind of file, including SVGs. You can do PSDs or any kind of file you need to and deliver that as far as iterative process, as you saw our timeline view. Are you tracking the iterations? Right now, we're doing that, but just viewing that to try to keep it simple, but no. We still got time. Anybody got something?
Does this already assume that there's a relationship between the client and the designer in comparison to platforms that introduce customers to designers and then work that product within that platform?
We're going to try to simplify that. Does it assume that there's a relationship there between the two? No, it does that intentionally. It does not do that. So we just kind of send the link out. They get it. They know there's a file that they need to check on, and they jump into our system. Our onboarding process, we spent a month, maybe a month and a half to really make it super easy for the clients. We're here for the clients as well, I promise, but we're trying to fix it for designers. We're charging designers for that ease of use. Anybody else? We have plenty of time. This is good. I'll try to be careful with that, but I got a lot of smiles when I mentioned $9.99. We have a sliding scale model. You can check out our stuff and study that. What would be the price point eventually? Yes, sorry. It'll be a sliding scale based on how many users you sign up. We hate the tiered options. It works for a lot of companies, but designers want to say, hey, if I drop off one of my teammates tomorrow, I want to stop paying for that teammate. We believe in that transparency. It's what I would want to pay for as well, so we're offering that sliding scale model. Anybody else? You can see the timeline view here as an example. It's super easy, minimal, not confusing, not blaring. Anybody else? Yeah. How about I differentiate ourselves from Envision? Envision is a prototyping tool. We're not about that. We're not trying to get you to put prototypes in the system. Envision does something really awesome. Also, the onboarding for Envision usually makes people go look at the Envision app, go over to email, go over to Slack and communicate with you how it went, right? There's even though it's only 5 fields, it's still a cumbersome process to get your clients to sign up. We fixed that, we believe. One of our value adds. Clients just get onboarded quickly. Awesome question. How long would it take a client to sign up? They click on the link, put in a password, it's done. It's immediate. And then we have them as a user for future. So they are always in the ecosystem at that point.
Yeah, to kind of add on that, we put the onus of onboarding the client onto the designer, because we feel like the value is to say that he as a designer can say, let me go ahead and add in their name, everything that I know about them, so that when they sign up, obviously if the designer didn't do that, then they're going to have to fill out that information, but the designer is given the option to put in all the information for their client up front, so the client just clicks on, sign up for Slingshot, they put in their password, and they're already good to go. All their information's already there. So makes it really user-friendly for the client and puts the workload on the designer. So
And even the workload on the designer is 3 fields. And you're already in the system, you want your clients to use it. So psychologically, we're already with you there. Yeah. Do you have an issue with the file size? We're currently testing, or is there an issue with file size based on the pricing structure that we've modeled after? That's why I said I'm very careful to the gentleman back there. We're still working those things out until we can get a real workload balance. We have a lot of people in the closed beta. Any designers in here, hit me up later, we'll talk about it. I want to hear some of those cool questions. But we have 30 seconds left. Any other question? We're still working on that, basically. One in the back? How's this different from a project management? We're not project management. We're all focused on the deliverables. We don't care how you and your teammates interact with each other on analytics. We're all focused on getting it in there, getting it back, getting the annotations, and getting paid. That's it. Save you money, right? Speed. And we made it with 4 seconds to go. There we go.
All right, thanks very much. So one of the cool things here is while we are switching out and the next company's getting set up here, so Prattle, if you guys will head up, we actually have volunteers who get 30 seconds in between. So our first volunteer is going to be Justin with Jump In. Justin, come on up.
My name is Justin Matthews, and I'm here with Jump In, the exercise board game. What Jump In is, it's a fitness app that gives you a random workout every single time you come in and play the game. And what's special about Jump In is that you track your reps, and it ensures you're doing the workout correctly, as opposed to these other apps you have out there. So we're in beta right now, but we're launching this week, so we're really excited about it. My information's on the back wall. Jump In, the exercise board game. And thanks.
Thank you, Justin. And next up, we have Amma with Mixel.
Hi, my name is Amma, and I'm with the Mixel team. We have had thousands of people download and use Mixel at events just like this to network and engage with others in real time. If this is your first time attending the event, please download Mixel now to make a new connection and to be added to the group chat. If you have any questions, I'll be in the back. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thanks, guys. All right. And it looks like we're all set up, so give it up for Sam with Prattle.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Getty. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Prattle. Before I start, I just want to thank Atlanta Tech Village for letting me talk today. I'm really excited to share what me and my team have been working on. So, quick summary, Prattle is a conversation platform, and what we're focused on doing is connecting people who share similar interests. Now, to give you some background information about myself, before Prattle, I was previously at Texture, which was a funded startup which focused on social media for group messaging. Similar concept, but there's an execution issue. I didn't have the right team, I had user experience issues, as well as scalability issues. Fortunately, though, I was able to meet up with Brayson and Jacob, who are now my current co-founders, and come up with Prattle. And to give you some background on them, Brayson's a prior product designer at WhatsApp as well as Instacart, and Jacob's a former CEO of EveryChat, which is a group messaging app. So we've all got experience in this space, and we've created this really good team of hacker, hustler, and designer. In addition, we have Chris Henry, who's our advisor. A shout out to him. He's a previous CTO of Behance. The product itself is a live communication platform. The past 10 years have been really dominated by more asynchronous platforms, things like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, where you refresh to view new content. And those products have done an awesome job making people, ideas, and information more accessible than ever, but they've caused some issues. Things like distribution of false information, fake news, closed-mindedness, and people yelling into voids. And those are the sort of things that we're trying to tackle. With Prattle, what we're trying to do is not invent chat. That's something that's been done before. What we're trying to do is create this medium where online conversations can happen. So think YouTube. YouTube didn't invent video. What they invented was a place where people watch, share, and view videos. And that's what we're trying to do with Prattle. We're trying to create the place where people are creating, sharing, and joining conversation. Now, as far as what makes us different, going back to the synchronous platform, we're built for live conversation. And I'll go into that a little bit later, but that's where we've seen the best engagement. In addition, we're an open platform. Take Slack or Discord, for example. If you want to join a conversation on one of those platforms, you can't search it, you can't share a link for it, and you have to go through a process to sign up that requires a permission. With Prattle, you just create a group, share it, and people can instantly access it. Or they can open up the app and find it through various interest categories or right in the location. A good example is this Atlanta Tech Village. I made a group for this event, so it's on Prattle on the App Store. If you open up the app, you just press one button to go to the location, and you can see the app right there. The last thing is quality. One of the big issues with communication platforms is quality, and we've done a few things to tackle this. Fortunately, we all have experience in the space, so we've been there before and know what it's like to have a negative community. In addition, we've talked with founders or investors in other platforms such as Hike Messenger, Kik, WhatsApp, TinyChat. But the biggest thing is we've created a cooldown feature. And what this is it's a scaling timer, which essentially creates scalable conversation, as well as ensuring that the group remains high quality. As far as user validation goes, we have a few metrics that are very promising around live engagement. Users for our private beta spend an average of 53 minutes in the app for things such as the live debates for the presidential elections. In addition, fans spent 28 minutes a day engaging with their audience for influencers. And we've been launched since the first week of January and have already sent just about 15,000 messages in the app. The most promising thing, though, is the community itself. Early on, we challenged ourselves to create a positive culture, a place where you're going beyond a post. We don't want people making that perfect one-liner or just making one message and moving on. We feel like a more connected world is a more educated world, which is a better world. And for us, connection comes with conversation. So that's really the drive behind this product and what we're trying to do. And as you can see, based on the user feedback, people really love the ability to find people who share similar interests. That's something different than Facebook where you're messaging with your friends. This is more like a YouTube, as I mentioned before, where if you like sports, you can message with people about sports. If you like cats, you can go in a cat group. So sort of has that dynamic of what you're interested in looking for. As far as our business model goes, we're doing featured groups, metrics, as well as dynamic marketplace. An example could be ESPN. They're posting on 20 different platforms. They're writing an article. People are engaging in all those separate platforms, but they don't have one place to connect. What we're doing is providing that one location for people to come together and engage in a live fashion. They can get live metrics, control the discussion, and have a live marketplace as well. That's all we have. I really appreciate it. You can feel free to contact me above if you're interested in the space, and I'm happy to take questions. Go ahead. Yes. Yes. So essentially what the cooldown is this scaling timer. And what it does is it rewards good users and hurts bad users. So let's say we have a certain number of people that are actively messaging in a group. Usually with conversation platforms, it'll get way too congested, and basically you're not going to be able to follow a discussion cleanly. What we're saying is people who are good users who are adding value to discussion deserve to talk more. Maybe new users, people who are trying to be trolls or trying to spam, they're not able to discuss as much. You look at similar platforms that have been out there, and their method has more been watching people talk, so not everyone has access to make a comment. What we're trying to do is give everyone the ability to have a voice, but then also reward people who are adding more value to a discussion as it grows. Excuse me?
How does the app know the difference between a good user and a bad user?
Yes. So as you can see, when
Can
people
you
are in a
repeat the
conversation,
question?
oh, my bad. The question was, with the cooldown, how do people know the difference between a good user and a bad user? When you're in the app and you're having a discussion, there's the ability for people to go and heart messages. And we also have reporting features in there as well. So what we do is we say, for a specific discussion, users that are having conversations or making comments that have more likes are going to be better users. And people who are getting blocked are going to be worse users. So it's very simple right now, and we have a goal to expand on it much further, but that's the starting point behind it. Any other questions? Oh, go ahead. Yes. Yes. You're saying, how do we go ahead and excuse me? Okay, yes. So essentially, the question was, how do you make the conversations go up for positive comments? That goes into the likes. When you like a comment, it shows that you're a better user. People are appreciating your feedback in that specific group. So what we do is reward users by giving them the ability to have a lower cooldown and message more often. Go ahead. Yes, so a few things that are different from Reddit. The question was, how is this product different than Reddit? What we're focused on is that real-time conversation platform. So something like Reddit, for example, is more an asynchronous platform. And this is really a big difference. So with asynchronous platforms, you make a message. You don't know if someone's on the other side. You know if you're having a conversation. You're sort of just hoping that you can refresh the screen and see what someone's going to say. With our platform, you can see active users. You know someone's on the other side. You're having a real conversation. You don't have to refresh your screen, for example, to have that discussion. That's a really powerful thing, and that's what we're trying to highlight with this synchronous. And you go and look at synchronous platforms as a whole, things happen in trends. The past 10 years has been dominated by more asynchronous platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But recently, a lot of synchronous platforms have come up, which have been very powerful. Periscope, Twitch, we've got LiveMe, we've got, Facebook Live. So what we're trying to do is capture that natural momentum with synchronous platforms in the conversation setting. Go ahead. Yes. So as we mentioned, what we're doing is the 3 methods of monetization. Featured groups is something that will come with scale, but on a lower level, the live metrics as well as the dynamic marketplaces are valuable things. What it does is it gives brands as well as influencers a place to engage with their audience and make money at the same time. So let's take ESPN, for example, as I mentioned. They'll have, a game Thursday night. They're posting on Twitter, posting on Facebook. People just like the post, and that's where engagement ends. What we're focused on doing is giving all those audiences and all those platforms one place to message. So ESPN can control the discussion, it's scalable, it's real time, and they have a dynamic marketplace, which means that they can do action items to push promotions or push products on users while they're watching a game or while they're engaging in something. Yes. Go ahead. Yeah, so one of the things we're looking into is our own version of threaded conversations, which essentially distributes various conversations into other groups so people can discuss more specifically things they're interested in talking about. I think that is one of the things that makes asynchronous platforms different than synchronous, but it also causes issues. The fact that with an asynchronous platform you can have that easily shareable, one point of information causes the issues that we're seeing today, the fake news, the false distribution of information, and sort of that one-sidedness. So as the conversation grows, it's naturally going to take on more of a meta level, but that's sort of what we've seen and what we're expecting. On a smaller level, though, you're still going to have those quality discussions. One of the things we're working on is just making sure that people have access to those conversations, in the moment.
Okay, let's give it up for Sam with Prattle. And now we have Chris with the Robbie Group.
How's it going, guys? Chris Mitchell with the Robbie Group. Did you know that every year for the past several years, more than 350 Fortune 500 companies have paid no income taxes? Now, why is that? It's because they have access to resources and knowledge that allow them to do so. Better question, why don't small businesses and startups have the same access? Well, now they do with the Robbie Group. If you want to learn more about how you can optimize your tax and accounting situation, come see me in the back. I'll be wearing this. It's not going to change. Or you can go to our website at therobbiegroup.com. Robbie is spelled R-O-B-B-Y. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. We've got Adam with Shared Space.
I'm curious to know how many of us are frustrated with how our culture interacts online. It feels like we're all projecting things, looking for likes, shares, or comments rather than just being ourselves. I want to know who we really are and how we truly feel. I want us to better understand the human experience. So we're developing a software rooted in authentic self-expression, an environment of non-judgment where a user can explore themselves introspectively, and a platform that provides and encourages real perspectives and real connections with other people. It's called Shared Space. My name's Adam. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Adam. So now we've got Barrett with EnterNow, open doors for more buyer-tenant leads.
Hey, y'all. I'm Barrett Davis. I'm the CTO of EnterNow. EnterNow is a real estate tech company, which is owned by me and my mother. That line doesn't get said at all in this room or this building, but that's us. So our elevator pitch, we're a patented on-demand access service for real estate, which gives drive-by home buyers and future tenants the convenience of instant property tours. Our slogan is, "Why wait? Tour now." So minus the big speech, there's only two ways to see a house right now. You either go with a realtor or you pray that the back door is unlocked. So we sell our product to people that are selling homes so that independent people, when you're coming after work or whatever, you can use our service to go view the home. So our market is all vacant properties. Home buildings are majority of I'd say our clients. Property management, realtors, and banks. Two of our largest clients are Lennar and Pulte. They build majority of the homes in I'd say the world. And so our product is $99 a month, and it's a lease. So it's a circular process. You build a home, you sell a home, you keep moving the lock. You get larger loans, you buy more of our product, and it keeps going. So, let's see. So the Enter Now platform consists of our lock, our call center, which handles all the on-demand client needs. Also, from a customer's perspective, if you want to visit one of our properties, you can either call our number or download our app. So our mobile app is iOS and Android, and then the dashboard on the back end is for our clients to view the visits, look at some of the analytics, export the clients into their CRM so they can follow up. So here's the Enter Now process. So we're going to swap to a video.
Meet Sally, mom of 3 looking for a new home. After dropping the kids at school, she noticed a new homes for sale sign. At best, all she can do is peek through the windows of the locked home. So she leaves the subdivision and drives past the sales center. That's
Sorry about this.
Meet Sally, mom of 3 looking for a new home. After dropping the kids at school, she noticed a new homes for sale sign. At best, all she can do is peek through the windows of the locked home. So she leaves the subdivision and drives past the sales center. That's when she sees another new home subdivision and gives it a shot. The Enter Now sign makes her eyes light up. Can I really enter now? She thinks. So she parks the car, and this time she gains access and tours immediately on her own. After her great tour, she gets back in her car dreaming of a new home. Back at the sales center, the agent receives all her info in a text message, finding out everything in just a few clicks. The agent even places a follow-up call to see how she can help. She returns back to the last subdivision with her whole family, and they use the Enter Now system to head straight on in for a tour. It's truly that easy, quick, and customer-friendly. So sign up today and open doors to new sales.
Cool, so now we're going to attempt to do the live demo here, which is always interesting on stage. All right, so the key to our process is a verification of yourself as an on-demand customer trying to enter a home. So you can either scan your license via our mobile app, and then it basically pre-populates information, and we query a bunch of different databases and reverse engineer questions back to you that only you can answer in a timely manner. So via the call center or our mobile solution. So once you get access, you get a code, and then you log in. So this is kind of the cool part of the process. So I get a code, so you just heard it unlock. So the front door, you can now go in. And then in about 30 seconds, it actually relocks itself so that it's armed for the next person. So using our mobile app, you can see the properties that are on demand around you. So you just heard it kind of lock back. So what's cool is once you're in the home, you can still exit because it's unlocked on the back. So that's the key to our technology. So for us, for our company, we're just 2 part-time entrepreneurs. We're going to be hitting the $20K a month in revenue per month, and we'll be fundraising, and so we'll be hiring. So we're really looking for sales leaders, SDRs, and full stack development. So that's it. Questions?
something that users sign up for to show that there's some liability if something should happen when they have an entry into the property?
So all liability falls on, or it falls between our clients and us. So for a user, there is no indemnification for yourself. If you're a malicious user, you're targeted to the same laws that me or you would be entering a house that's unlocked or locked. Any other questions? Yeah. So he wants to know the technology in our lock. So I'll say a little bit of its secret sauce, but we actually, the smartest technology actually has almost no technology in it. So we actually do a lot by a predetermined algorithm inside the lock. Who is our closest or most powerful competitor? We don't really have a lot of competitors in the space. There is one company called Rently. So our solution, we say, is keyless, so you don't have to worry about keys. Rently is just basically a lockbox you put on the front and it pops out a key. They don't do on-demand access either. It's scheduled service. But the problem with keys is that just Airbnb or anything, you can just copy it. It's the same key forever. So I'd say that's one of our main advantages for our product, for our home building clients, property management, things like that. How's our lock powered? So it's 4 AA batteries that are put in the back. So for 4 AA's, that's about 800 turns. So in terms of selling a house, it takes between 5 to 10 people to view the property. So the product lasts a long time. So our clients usually just hold on to the locks since we lease them, and then they cycle them through their sales process. Yeah, sure. Sure. So there is some technology that's built in so that we know when there's certain beeps and sounds like that we can hear on the call center. But we do have our on-demand live presence, which is our call center, which is there for any kind of support if you can't get in. The help button's all over the app. And then if you're actually on the phone, our call center's trained to know the different beeps, the sounds, the environment to actually determine when the batteries might fail. But sometimes people just put in the batteries wrong and we get a call, lock's not working, and then we just help the client fix them. Yeah. Yeah, so our code changes all the time. It's unique only to this lock. It's very similar to an RSA key you would use to log into your computer. It's about pretty similar to that algorithm as well. Oh, so I get to repeat our algorithm live. That our code always changes every 30 seconds, and it's unique to that lock. We do some different tracking and things like that we keep to ourselves as part of our security process. But we have some different cues when you're on the phone, things like that to keep it secure. A lot of our properties are, I'd say, in areas that there's a lot of movement around. They're in, home building, things like that, these active sites. It's not some remote location that no one ever goes to often. So we haven't run into any of those malicious scenarios. The question was, what was it again? Oh, can we tell if people left the house? And we do our best to make sure. But again, in any on-demand scenario, even when you park your Zip car, there's always that chance. So here, I'll go over here. Yeah. So the question was, is it an issue if 2 people enter the same property at the same time? I'd say in the home building world, in a regular sales center operation without our product, usually the sales center's swamped on the weekends, so there's people going in and out. I'd say for our mobile app process, we encourage people just to do one in at a time. But again, without like a real-time camera feed in the property, there's no way to accurately measure that. Back here. So last question was, he's a landlord and wants to know the quality of the person entering the home. So through our verification process, we run it against a bunch of databases. If you're a malicious person, we don't do any selection if you're not a pre-qualified customer that you can't have access. But if you're malicious, bad credit, like deep history, things like that, we have a bunch of flags in our call center and our mobile app not to let you in. So I'd say more from a B2B sales side, real estate's all about leads. So it is not a lost lead, they just don't get access. So we have about a 98% acceptance rate or visit rate. So we have 2% of the people that are either rejected because of they're just unidentifiable or they could be malicious or something like that. So either way, we capture their information and send it to the client.
All right, let's have a round of applause for Internal. Next up, in volunteer space, we've got Brian with Legal Shield.
Thank you, and good evening. Say, look, as a private individual or as a business owner, if you could pick up the phone anytime you wanted, call an attorney, ask them any question you want, talk as long as you want, and not get an invoice for their time, would you do it? Well, we offer that and a whole lot more, including employee benefit packages, specific offerings for business owners, specific offerings for individuals. So if you'd like more information, my name is Brian. I'll be in the back of the room. And on a separate note, if you're a social media person who's good at attracting clients to a website, I would like to talk to you as well.
Okay, next up we have Bloom Dot, Saving Babies Through Newborn Screening with Christine.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christine Urban. I actually am very new to Atlanta. So I came from Tallahassee, where I helped build the startup community and business incubator Domi Station. So if you're ever there, go and take a visit. But you know, in this kind of crowd, if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk, right? So I left my position as executive director there, and I joined a healthcare IT company. And I started Bloom Dot, which focuses on preventing deadly delays by using seamless electronic communication for newborn screening, test orders, and results. And everyone's like, what the heck is she talking about, right? So if you don't have a baby, you probably don't know much about this. I don't have a kid or any pets or plants, but so 4 million babies are born in the U.S. every year, and the testing, every baby is tested for about 40 or 50 conditions. And you can opt out if you want to, but most of the time people don't even know what's going on, and about 24 hours, this is kind of graphic, so if you don't like blood, look away. About 24 hours after a baby's born, they actually get their heel pricked, and there's a little card, and they put these little spots on it. It's called a blood card. And it looks like this. There are 80 to 100 fields on a blood card today. And then what happens is, right now, I don't have a fancy demo, so I have some props. And I brought a pink puppy for my baby. And so the baby gets born, and they get the little blood spots, right? Okay, they get the card. It's got all these fields on it. And get this. This is handwritten, all of these fields, right? And it's like the baby's name, the baby's weight, all those things that are already in an EMR, right? So then it travels over to the public health lab over here, right? Okay, going over here. And, oh, I can advance my slide now, sorry. Okay, so it goes over here. And then there's a data entry person, a person that reads the card and writes it in. And then there's this fancy PerkinElmer machine, this box right here, and it actually does all the testing. And then what they do is they print out or fax. And some of you don't even know what a fax machine is. And they send it back to the hospital over here, right? So this takes about 1 to 2 weeks. And if you've got a sick baby, this matters. Every hour matters. And so what Bloom Dot does is it does the same thing. You got the baby, you got the blood card. You can't get rid of the blood part, right? So then a label goes on this card. It gets shipped off. It pulls all the demographic information right from the EMR. And then when it gets to the public health lab, you just scan the barcode, comes right up. When the PerkinElmer is done in analyzing everything, it goes back to the hospital electronically in the cloud, and it takes a couple hours to a few days. So, there's 2 delivery methods. Web portal works for rural hospitals and things like midwives. And then for the big hospitals, like Piedmont, Northside, there's a custom HL7 integration. And some of the benefits are, of course, there's so many errors with handwritten cards, right? We use HL7 standardized messaging for healthcare IT to national standards, which, again, matters. And it's HIPAA compliant, of course. And really important down in Florida, where I came from, the cards didn't have the insurance information, so the public health lab in Florida couldn't bill. So you know they were upset about that. And of course, the really important thing is that it saves lives. I have a great team. That's it. My great technical team, before anyone asks some questions. How do you make money? So there's 50 public health labs, right? 50 states. And it's a large project fee and then a recurring maintenance fee. Yeah.
Public health labs have obviously government, and they tend to be slow in bureaucratic change.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mistake or a paper.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have problems with getting them to accept your technology used by a relatively small percentage of the healthcare hospitals?
So down in Florida, again, I mentioned, repeat the question, right? So public health labs are slow and bureaucratic, and he asked if it was hard to get them to accept the technology. And so I mentioned that in Florida, they couldn't capture the billing information. And newborn screening is actually one of the only ways that public health labs create revenue for themselves. And so Baycare, which is a really large hospital down in Orlando, they wanted this, or the public health lab wanted it, because they couldn't get the billing information. So even though it is slow and bureaucratic, it's one of the only things that might save public health labs. And so they want to get in there. Yeah. So for Florida, we just have Florida. And I'm really working on Georgia. I've got some good contacts there. And then the question was, do we have any implementations and what labs do we have? And there's also associations and people are really interested in this. So I've got some good connections there, but Florida is the only one that's live right now. And revenue, just enough. Well, down in Florida, I think it's 10,000 babies down there that are born each year. Anybody else? Yeah. So newborn screening is usually mandated by the state. So it's like a set of 30 to 50 conditions. And Quest, LabCorp, those type of things, they don't touch this. The machines that you need to actually test are really expensive, and the big corporate labs don't want to touch it. So, and it's also, like I said, it's like the one revenue generator for public health labs. So, it was, why don't the corporate labs, or would the corporate labs be interested in this? They don't, and to answer your question again, they don't do it at all. It's always at the public health lab. Yep.
You were mentioning that you have placement at Baycare.
Mm-hmm.
How quickly did you shorten the time period for the information to go back and forth?
So down in Florida, it was almost closer to 2 weeks, and it's been down to like 4 or 5 days now. So huge, yeah. And so if these babies get caught early, they might just have to like take a pill or, just not eat a certain kind of food, or you could have a lifetime of disability or even death. So, yeah, back there. Right, so my developers are actually rock stars, and they're certified in multiple integration brokers, and we don't have to necessarily get the EMRs to participate. We can get the data from them.
Christine, can you repeat that last question?
The question was, how can you get EMRs to participate, or will they participate with you? And because of meaningful use and some of the federal mandates, EMRs, they sort of have to start to play now. So, yeah. How long does integration take? It depends. In Florida, it was the first one. And so hooking up the public health lab is a really complicated part. Once you get that done, it's pretty easy to onboard hospitals. And so we're just working on Winnie Palmer down in Florida, in Orlando, and Florida Hospital too. So it takes about 6 months, though, I'd say. One more? Yeah.
So are you primarily targeting public health labs, or are you primarily targeting hospitals in terms of your marketing strategy?
So I target the public health labs. Yeah.
Round of applause for Bloom Diet. And we have Allison with Aging 2.0.
Hi, everyone. I'm Allison, and my organization I'm here to represent tonight is Aging 2.0. It's a global innovation platform that's just arrived in Atlanta. There's 60 chapters around the world, and I am responsible for launching Atlanta. We have one of the largest technology groups. As you know, we're interested in making life easier as we age, and that's the focus. Google, Lyft, Under Armour, MIT, Stanford, Georgia Tech, are now partners, AARP. I'm looking for members. I'm looking for teams to help me move this to the leader. Right now, Boston has 5,000 people. I'd like Atlanta to have more than that. Every 2 weeks, I get to speak around the world to everyone. This is an amazing organization, and I think if you have any inspiration, you want to be a part of this aging population. It's the largest and fastest ever in the world. Thanks. I'm in the back.
Thank you very much. We are working again with some technical difficulties here, so give us a second. If you guys have ever had the USB cords, you know how picky they are. So while we work on getting Craftbox Girls up, I do want to say that Craftbox Girls, coming up next here, is a digital platform for DIY projects, recipes, crafts, and party how-tos. And I know that this is a little bit of a departure for all of the tech stuff that we usually talk through up here. So please give her a warm welcome when she gets started, because it takes kind of a lot of guts to take your DIY crafts and bring it into the tech space, but she's got some pretty awesome stuff planned for you guys.
So good thing I like public speaking, right, and don't need slides. Hi, I am Lynn Lilly, the founder of Craftbox Girls. To consumers, Craftbox Girls is a multi-platform channel to discover all things DIY. So from do-it-yourself projects to recipes, party how-tos, and kids' crafts. They can discover these easy how-to projects at craftboxgirls.com, on CBG TV, our free Apple TV app to download, as well as our social media channel, and on daytime television shows across the country. From a B2B perspective, we offer a multi-platform approach for brands to run advertising campaigns in an organic format. They can drive sales directly and build brand engagement through our customers. Now you may say, why? Well, let me just tell you. It all started when I was a wee little girl, and yes, the slideshow is working. I grew up watching Martha Stewart and teaching kids and my friends how to do crafts and how to set a table. Well, fast forward, a lot of passion, quite a few craft nights, and some corporate jobs later, I am capitalizing on the $43 billion craft industry to fulfill a need for millennials to discover quick and easy DIY projects and recipes on the fly while giving brands the opportunity to engage with them in an organic format, drive brand awareness, and direct sales. Now, some of you may be thinking, I don't get it. How am I like this? Well, how many of you are creators? Whoa, not very many people raise their hands. Well, if you are writing code, if you are a UX designer, or you're building a product, you are a creator, just like me. Think about the places you go to get inspired or learn when you're creating your product. We've built that community for DIY enthusiasts and those that want to get inspired, right? Now you know what we do. Let me show you how we make money. So as I mentioned, we offer multi-platform brand campaigns for brands to reach our consumers and drive awareness and sales. One of the campaigns that you see up here is with Keurig. So through this multi-platform approach, we took their brand, created content on daytime television, doing Facebook Lives, as well as blog posts, videos on our Apple TV app, and Instagram. In 2 weeks, we were able to put their brand in front of 750,000 engaged consumers. What we're working on in the future is developing cutting-edge technology that takes us a step further, offers unique opportunities for brands to not only engage, but drive direct sales, whether it's in-store and online, as well as build brand awareness at the same time. So now, I'm sure you're maybe still a little bit not sure. How many of you have done a craft? Okay, I got some of you. Well, I'm gonna wrap my presentation by paying you off. We're gonna do a craft. So Rosanna and Laura actually have some dollar bills to hand out. Now, not all of you will get them because, y'all, we're a bootstrapping startup. We don't have a lot of money. So I invite you, if you've got a piece of money in your wallet, take it out and you can make along with us. All right, you got it? Everyone have a dollar bill. Allie's gonna hold the mic for me, and Rosanna is actually going to advance the slides behind me so that you can see what we're doing. Yeah, pass out your dollar bills. You got them? Got your dollar bills? And guys, you get to keep these. I'm paying you to like me.
This is free money, guys.
This
Come,
is
go
free
for it.
money, right? All right. Pass them. You can't keep the stack. All right, you got your dollar bill. Hold it out. You're going to fold it in half and crease. Make that crease. Now you're going to unfold it. Fold in your edges towards the center, and if you can't see me, look behind me on the screens. You're going to flip it over. How's everyone doing? You got it? You're going to fold up your edges. Look at the screen behind me if you can't see. So bring each edge to that center crease that you made. Am I losing anyone yet? We're at beginner level crafting right here. Take your top edge of your dollar, fold it down, and create a crease. Your edges are going to flap right here. See it? Look behind me if you can't see me. You're going to actually take these edges that are billowing open, fold them down, and crease them. Look behind me. See it?
This is high tech, y'all.
This is high tech, guys. See it? Got it? Am I losing anyone yet? Yes. Fold your edges in at the side. Look behind me. Press those corners that are popping out down. Okay? Now take your edges that are right here and fold them in. You guys got that? Turn it around. Voila, you have a heart. So this symbolizes our passion and our love for creativity and inspiring others. So I really hope that you see that how crafting and DIY adds value to your life. Keep this dollar, put it in your wallet, and if you come across someone that is looking for inspiration, please remember to send them to craftboxgirls.com or to follow us on social media at craftboxgirls. Thanks, guys. Can I answer any questions? Yes. Okay, so the question was, I know you're really excited about the money. That's why I gave it to you, so you'd like me. The question was, are you geared towards girls or guys? Our primary consumer is a woman, so we do gear a lot of our content towards women. We are introducing more home-focused hardcore DIY projects over the next year, which would be ideal for that man that wants to learn DIY around the house and fix things. All right, I got some kid questions over here. I like this. Yes, guys? Nope. So the question was, are the projects only for adults or for children? We actually have DIY projects and recipes for all ages, so the whole family can enjoy them. And we actually published our first book with Ulysses Press, which is a kids' craft book, which encourages you to put down those screens and get crafting. Go buy it on Amazon. Screen-free crafts kids will love. That's my pitch. Anyone else? Questions? In the back. Yeah, so the campaigns are all customized right now based on what the needs are of the brand. So whether they want multi-platform or to focus on an initial platform, we're working on customized packages that would be very standard and kind of plug and play. But what we found with our brands is they all have different needs, so they're customized. Yes, sir? You would contact me, Lynn at craftboxgirls.com. He asked who you would contact if you want to advertise. It's me. Yes, sir? So we're monetizing through multi-platform marketing campaigns is how we drive the majority of our revenue. So we take a brand's product and we create content around it. For example, Pillsbury. We take their product, we create unique recipes that are published on our website, integrated into videos on our Apple TV app, potentially integrated to our television segments that we have across the country. Any other questions? Yes. Yeah, so the question was, how do you scale the business? So right now we create all of our content in-house. So we're scaling by adding new content creators, but we're working on developing unique technology that offers services that can be scalable, that will allow brands to engage with consumers and drive sales automatically. So we're getting there because we know that there is a point that we would get to that would stop us from scaling. Oh, I got another kid question. I like this. Yes. Well, I gave out free money for 2 reasons. 1, because I wanted you to like me, and 2, because I wanted to show you that crafts can add value to your life. And sometimes it takes paying people that, and no, you can't have any more. Any other questions? Yes. So the question was, if I repeat this correctly, how do we encourage people to go to our platform versus going to social media sites for inspiration? So it's a great question. Our platform has all of the content that actually lives on it. So you go to Facebook, you go to Pinterest, they're built on driving you away, right? We use them to drive people to our site, keep them on our site because all of the instructions and all of the project content lives there. We don't want you to leave our site. Yes, in the back? So currently, we create all of the content. I've got a team of content creators across video and blog content that create all of that content for us on a unique basis. We run off of an editorial calendar similar to a magazine. We plan out an entire year, and that works based on what's trending in the industry and the market, and then we also fit our advertisers' content into that calendar. Okay, I got a bunch. We'll go here in the green. So we celebrated our 3-year anniversary on the 17th of February. We have been bootstrapping over the last 3 years. So I gotta wrap it up quick. We are excited the fact that we're generating positive revenue, but we will eventually be raising capital to be able to scale and launch some of those new products I was talking about earlier. All right, I got 30 seconds. One more question, who wants it? Back there. I do. Do you want to be one? We do. We work with influencers and other creators all the time to do guest postings. We bring in experts for specific content, whether it be video or TV or live broadcast. So see me afterwards. All right, 9 seconds to go. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us. Thank you, Allie and Atlanta Tech Village. Give it up.
Absolutely fantastic job. We've all been stuck there where we can't recover. So, ATL Startup Village, last Monday of every single month. We skip May and we skip sometime in the holidays. So keep an eye on the meetup group online to be able to track where we are going and who's up next. Good. All right. And I don't have to give anything back to Caitlin. So thank you all for coming. Grab some beer, hang out, network a little bit, and then we'll see you all later. Thank you.